Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is just 1 minute past 6 p.m. Central Time, September 27th, 2025, here in the Panhandle of Florida. Time for your green card K1 visa free advice channel of information where you learn how to do this process for free, basically. Obviously, you have to pay USCIS for your immigration fees for the green card application, the K1 visa application. To lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card, you got to pay for that. You got to pay for your consular fees at the embassy or the consulate, right? You got to pay for the medical exam, which comes out of your pocket, Mr. American Citizen sponsor. You got to pay all this stuff for your K1 visa green card application. And it's not cheap. It's very expensive, but you guys can do it. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you legal advice. I don't work for USCIS, but I can save you thousands and thousands of dollars in those insane immigration fees if you just pay attention to the information that I give you and if you watch the videos that I've made to help you get through this process. It's not hard to file a K1 visa application. It's not difficult. You can do it by yourself without an immigration attorney. The same is true for a 2-year green card and a 10-year green card, and for when you lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card. Even when it comes to renewing a 10-year green card, I can help you with that. If you want to become a U.S. citizen, I can help you become a U.S. citizen. And with all that said, all you got to do is qualify for the benefit. Now, you can watch my videos, you can watch these live streams, you can pay attention to what I say to you, and you won't have to be paying an immigration attorney all this money. I've got 12 years of experience doing this. But there's going to be a day when people get bored with the channel, or they get bored with the videos, or they just want to pay somebody to process all this easy paperwork because they're lazy or they don't know how to do it, and they're just looking for the easy way. And I'm going to continue with the live stream. I'll be continue making the videos, but there's a point when if the channel becomes boring to everybody and nobody watches it, then there's no reason for me to sit here 1 hour 3 times a week to do this, right? There's no reason for me to sit here and do this if you guys, number one, are not interested in what I'm putting out, or number two, there's nobody watching. Angel Mercia, first up the bat. Thank you, Diego. Much blessings to you. No problem. We're here to help. Karina is at one of her friends' birthday parties who she works with. Karina's got many friends that she's made here since living in the United States. And she's at one. I drove her over there, and I'm back here doing the live stream. And Dwayne Bickelman, my wife got her green card on hand September 19th. Well, good. That's a Mountain Dew salute, but without any Mountain Dew. I'm not allowed to drink Mountain Dew anymore. Doctor said, don't drink any of that Coke, Mountain Dew, don't drink sodas anymore. So, okay. Why is that? Well, your blood sugar's too high. I said, okay. So I got to drink water, which kind of sucks because I like Mountain Dew. But there you go. That's the way a cookie crumbles. Angel Mercia celebrating for Dwayne Bickelman. It's good. We're glad, Dwayne, that your wife got a green card, but the process doesn't stop. You can't put your feet up. No, I can't do zero Mountain Dew. That's just as bad as Mountain Dew with sugar, according to the doctor. I mean, I was told not to drink any soda of any kind. None. Zero. I'm like, okay. My doctor's a major in the United States Air Force. Now, I'm retired from the Navy, but my doctor's an Air Force officer, and he told me not to drink any soda, so I'm not drinking any soda. Dwayne Bickelman, it doesn't stop. It will keep going and going and going and going. That's correct. You got to keep collecting the evidence. Go to Walmart or go to Office Depot. Ooh, excuse me. And buy some document protectors, buy some binders, and put the binders in the document get the document protectors, put them in a binder, and keep on once a month, print the water bill, the electric bill, the phone bill, the trash bill. Both your names should be on the bills. Both your names should be on the bank statements. Both your names, I'm talking the American citizen sponsor and the foreign beneficiary, both of your names should be on everything. And you got to keep collecting all this evidence. Go on vacation. If you got your 2-year green card, go on vacation somewhere, not outside of America. Go somewhere. Go to the Grand Canyon. Like I took Karina to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. I took her to Segelman, Arizona. Took her to Nevada. We drove across the Mojave Desert, but we didn't leave the United States. Dwayne Bickelman, and it doesn't stop until she wants to become a citizen. Right. Don't go anywhere. Once you get your 2-year green card, your 10-year green card, stay on vacation within the United States. Don't leave the United States. So when you go for your U.S. citizenship interview in 3 years after your issue date of your 2-year green card, and the immigration officer says to you, well, have you been residing permanently in the United States? Yes. Have you ever left the United States for a vacation? No, never left the United States. When Karina applies for U.S. citizenship, she is going to respond, I have never left the United States. That's what immigration wants. That's what they're looking for, permanent residency. Larry Piercy. Now, Larry is a member of this channel. Hey, bud, all good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing great. Doing fantastic. Karina's with her friend from work. You know, Karina's been working this job. And her boss had a birthday, so she went to her boss's birthday. So that's great. You know, I took her over there. Larry Piercy, how far did you live from Barranquilla? I have a friend from the squadron contact me from there. Barranquilla is on the west coast. I'm trying to think here. Barranquilla is on the west coast of Colombia, on the Caribbean. We lived in Bogota, Colombia, which is central Colombia. So it's by bus or by car, it's probably 4 or 5 day drive. Is it a good town, Barranquilla? Yeah, it's a touristy town. It's a nice town. Colombia is a great place. I lived in Colombia for almost 3 years. It's a beautiful country. You know, they just got an idiot president right now. Petro, the communist, comes to America, goes to New York City and gets on a megaphone and starts telling people us military folks to disobey President Trump. Can you believe that? That bottom feeding lowlife. What a lowlife he is, that Petro guy. But he did spend time in prison in Bogota. He doesn't speak for the citizens. He doesn't speak for the people of Colombia. The citizens of Colombia made a big mistake electing that idiot into office. But thank goodness the Congress, the Colombian Congress and Senate are blocking this commie. You know, Petro comes to America and gets on a megaphone and tells the U.S. military to disobey President Trump's orders. President Trump responded by revoking his diplomatic visa. I would have arrested the guy if it was me. As soon as he's at the airport in New York, JFK, getting ready to fly to Bogota, I would have arrested that lowlife. Not one time has any member of the U.S. government ever disrespected a member of the Colombian government on Colombian soil. Never one time. Never once. But this guy Petro, this commie who spent time in jail, by the way, in Bogota, Colombia, for criminal activity, he comes to America with the good grace of the U.S. State Department, giving him a State Department visa, and he bashes our president and tries to incite violence. I would have arrested that guy and kept him overnight in a lockup in New York, in a New York City ICE detention facility. Larry Pierce, he got lit up thanks to the department, Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump, okay, Marco Rubio, our Secretary of State, they've never once ever disrespected the president of Colombia, let alone on Colombian soil. So I wouldn't be surprised if that guy Petro has been permanently banned from entering the United States. I wouldn't be surprised. He's a horrible person. Horrible person. You know, who does that? When I was in Colombia, I paid the utmost respect to the Colombian government. Even I was in Colombia when Petro got elected. But I didn't go on a street corner in Bogota and start screaming that this guy's a low-life communist and should be put in jail. I didn't do that. Because I'm in Colombia, I respected the country. Can imagine? I don't know what would have happened to me if I did do that. The Petro government would have arrested me, no doubt. But anyway, it is what it is. Petro has been duly booted out of the United States with Trump's foot in his ass. Anyway, let's get on with green cards and K-1 visas. But the only good thing that comes out of Colombia with regards to Petro is that in Colombia, the Colombian Constitution, which is a copy of the U.S. Constitution, by the way, but they can only do one term as president. So Petro, every time a president gets elected into Colombia, they only can do 4-year term, and they cannot do a second term. So he's done. Next year, I believe there's an election. So he's done. But it is what it is. You get what you vote for, right? And Trump's doing a good job. He's doing a good job in regards to getting the illegal immigrants out of our country, so he can focus and let the State Department and USCIS focus on you guys who are doing this legally. You're getting your police certificates. You're getting your medical exams. You're filing the paperwork properly. You're paying the consular fees. You're going to the interviews. You're doing everything by the book. And President Trump likes that. Okay? So he's going to, when you come to America and when you become a U.S. citizen, if you become a U.S. citizen during the Trump presidency, he's going to send you a letter. Now, it's not going to be an original signed letter. It's going to be a copied letter, but it's going to be a letter welcoming you to America and thanking you for following due process. Getting your police checks done, getting your vaccinations done, going to the visa interviews and the green card interviews, not lying on your applications, So the secret to a successful green card is don't lie on your application. Don't try to fraud the system. If you do, you're not going to get your green card, and you're never going to get a green card. And once you get your 2-year green card and your 10-year green card, stay out of trouble. Don't get in any trouble. I think there were 700 green card holders had their green cards denied when they went to renew it this year. There's like 700 of them, about 700. They've all been denied. They filed to renew their 10-year green cards for another 10-year green card, and there was 800 people denied U.S. citizenship, and these people were denied their 10-year their green cards and their U.S. citizenship because of being stupid for criminal activity. Okay, especially if you get a DUI, driving under the influence. If you get a DUI while you're holding a 2-year green card, you're not going to get your 10-year green card. You're not going to renew your 10-year green card. You're definitely not going to be approved for U.S. citizenship. Another thing to think about is traveling overseas while you are a 2-year or a 10-year green card holder. Don't do it. Stay in America. Okay? If you miss grandma in the mother country where you started from, then get on WhatsApp, get on a Zoom call, talk to her on a Zoom call, but don't get on a plane and fly there. And let's suppose you make 5 trips to the Philippines in 9 months or a year. You make 5 trips in a year because you miss your friends, you miss grandma, you want to go and do you miss the beach where you lived, you're going to have a heck of a job getting your green card from 2-year to 10-year. Let's supposing you're applying for U.S. citizenship and you go ahead and file the paperwork for U.S. citizenship, and then you jump on a plane and fly to, let's say, Colombia, and spend a couple of months in Colombia with your family, and then you're all excited that you're going to become a U.S. citizen. And you go back to Colombia for 2 or 3 months. Your husband or wife stays in America and say, okay, go ahead. And then you come back to the United States after 2 or 3 months, and then your U.S. citizenship interview gets scheduled. You go to your U.S. citizenship interview, and they ask, have you ever left the United States? But they already know, because the Border Patrol is communicating directly with USCIS. So when you left the United States to go to Colombia for 3 months, to go spend time with grandma, and then you came back to the United States 2 weeks before your U.S. citizenship interview, and the immigration officer asks you, have you left the United States since you've been a green card holder? And you say, yeah, I went to Colombia for a little vacation. Then the immigration officer says, well, how long did you leave the United States for? And you say 3 months. You're not going to get your U.S. citizenship approved because you broke your continuous residency. So you're going to have to reapply in 4 more years and wait another 4 years, not 3 years. This time it's going to be 4 years. So now you're 7 years behind the curve. So what is the secret? You get your green card and you enjoy living in this country. And I hear a cat crying at the door. I'm going to let the cat into the live stream. 1 second. Come on, kitty. There's a good girl. This is Riddy. So now Riddy has decided that she wants to run the live stream. Riddy is a beautiful kitty cat, and she is like a very, very amicable animal. She's very beautiful, but she runs the house, and now she's sitting in my live stream chair. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to sit down and kick her out of it. Come on, Riddy. I'm going to sit down right here. There you go. Ugh. There we go. Now, this live stream has been running for a couple of years on green cards and immigrations and K-1 visas. I used to have a YouTube channel that was about cooking. Then I had a YouTube channel on exploring Colombia, South America, and then I changed it to this immigration channel for you guys. And Karina was the one that suggested it when we were on vacation in Villa de Leyva. If you are from Colombia, you know exactly where Villa de Leyva is, right? I've been all over Colombia. When I was living in Colombia with Karina, my beautiful wife from Venezuela, okay, we went everywhere. We explored north, south, east, and west. It's a beautiful country. It's unfortunate right now that they have a communist president who is a total incompetent idiot. Now, I've just said this publicly around the world on a live stream. The Colombian government is probably going to ban me from entering Colombia, but who cares? I don't care. The Colombian people are beautiful people, but they elected an idiot as their president. And now they're suffering the consequences of it. And I think the Colombian people will be very glad when this guy has been unelected at the next election. Anybody can be better than this guy. President Trump, via the State Department today, just revoked his diplomatic visa and kicked him out of the United States. They booted him out of the country because he was trying to incite violence, etc. He was disrespecting this country on American soil. You can't do that. And now Riddy is looking out the window for her cat, for her buddy Rambo. We got a cat that lives outside. It's just a wild cat. It's not our cat. It's Rambo. He keeps the rat population down. It's been great. You know, I love doing this YouTube live stream. I love trying to help you guys. I've helped so many people. get their K-1 visas approved. I'm helping one person right now overcome a green card denial. We're going to fix it. I'm going to get that green card for this person. I helped another person with another denial. I even helped a person get from one African country to another African country without a passport, then get a K-1 visa approved without a passport, I got him to the United States without a passport, and now he's happily married with a green card living in New Mexico. I know how to do this stuff, guys. I got 12 years of experience with these immigration folks. And the immigration folks are good people. They're not trying to block you from getting your green card. Hold on. Come here, Rudy. They're not trying to block you from getting your K-1 visa. They're just trying to make sure that it's no fraud, that you're coming here with good intentions, you know. And when you get here, you could become a millionaire one day. Who knows, right? You got an opportunity to become a millionaire in this country. You just got to want it. You got to stay out of trouble. If you need help, if you want me to help you put a K-1 visa package together, I can help you personally, or I can help you with the videos that I've made. If you want me to help you put your 2-year green card package together, I can help you. 10-year, if you want, you know, if it's getting close to lifting the conditions off of your 2-year for your 10-year green card. Not really? Stop. I can help you with that. It's not hard to do. I was in Walmart with Karina. Really? Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. She wants to look out the window. I was in Walmart with Karina, and we bumped into somebody from Thailand who was in Karina's English class. Now, I didn't help this person with her 2-year green card. She already had her 2-year green card. But she was in Walmart and then bumped into Karina. Karina recognized her from her English class. And then she told me that she paid $2,000 for an immigration attorney to help her fill out her 10-year green card paperwork, the 751. I about had a heart attack. I said, you spent $2,000 to fill out this basic form, this easy form. I said, can you get your money back? Is it possible to get that money back? Can you cancel this attorney? Because you're just throwing your money away. I can do all this for you for no charge, for free. So then this lady from Thailand, her English wasn't so good, but she was with her sister-in-law. She's married to the American. And the sister-in-law took my phone number down, and I think she signed up as a member. I don't know. But so I think she did. And I'm going to help her get the 751, and I'm going to see if I can get their attorney to give her money back to her. I mean, I understand immigration attorneys want to make a living. They're trying to make a living. They got to make it. They got their Mercedes-Benz car payments, which is good in this capitalist country. It's fantastic. But it's a lot of money. Really? Come here, kitty. It's too much money. When you lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card, you got to do it within 90 days before it expires. If you don't, you're going to get deported. You got to do it. There's no mistakes. There's 0 errors on the 2-year green card. When you have your 2-year green card, you're on probation with the U.S. government. It's like you got a GPS monitor on your ankle for 2 years. But once you get your 10-year green card, then life gets a lot better. Then in 10 years from now, if you lapse and you're like a month late or 2 weeks late filing for your renewal on your 10-year green card, you're not going to get deported. Immigration's going to say, okay, well, you're 2 weeks late. You just get it done. But if you're on a 2-year green card and you are 2 weeks past due on lifting the conditions, you will be removed from the country by an immigration judge. I hope you're listening to me, class. Larry Piercy, are you going to file your 751 and then 400 together? No, you can't do that. Larry, how can Karina lift the conditions off of her 2-year green card in 3 years from now? In 3 years. You cannot do that. This is the process. You get the K1 visa. You get the 2-year green card. 2 years, and then 90 days before it expires, you lift the conditions off the 2-year green card and wait for the 10-year green card. The 10-year green card is going to take 20 months or 21 months to get done. By the time your 10-year green card gets adjudicated, you're eligible for U.S. citizenship. So you pay for the 2-year green card. You pay for the lifting the conditions off of the 2-year green card. As of September 27th, it's $750. Then 3 years from the issue date on the 2-year green card is when you can apply for U.S. citizenship. So the answer to your question is no, you cannot apply for U.S. citizenship at the same time as the 10-year green card for the lifting the conditions. You can't do that. All right. So no, Karina's going to file for her 10-year green card in 6 months. And now the cat wants to look out this window. Hold on a second. Hold on, Francois. See, Karina's with her boss celebrating her birthday. Normally, Karina's sitting with me and she's handling the cats and the live stream feed, but I got to do it all by myself today. Larry Piercy, that's right. Then we'll file. I remember now. Don't mess up this 2-year green card, Larry. Francois, good evening, Diego and Karina. Good evening, Francois. Now, Karina is at her boss's birthday party. Okay. So I drove her over there, then I rushed back and I got in the house 5 to 6, got the live stream started, and here we are. We've been talking about all kinds of stuff. Larry Piercy, so when the 2 years and 9 months, then we file to adjudicate the 10-year at the same time. No, you're not listening to me. Listen to me, Larry. There is Karina's 2-year green card. It expires on June 26th, 2026. 3 months prior to that, 90 days actually, not 3 months, Karina will file for her 10-year green card. Then we're going to wait for her 10-year green card to get adjudicated. That's going to take about 2 years. When Karina hits the 3-year mark in the United States from the issue date on her green card, what do you want? Then she can file for U.S. citizenship. 2-year green card expires June 2026. March 2026, we're going to lift the conditions off of it, and we're going to wait 2 years for her 10-year green card to get adjudicated, at least 2 years. But in those 2 years, Karina will pass the 3-year mark in the United States, so she can qualify for U.S. citizenship, even though she doesn't have her 10-year green card yet. All Karina's going to have in her hand is a piece of paper that says, your 2-year green card that has expired has now been extended for, I think it's 3 years or 4 years. And I think the cat wants to go outside to play, but she's a house cat now. She's not going. Our vet told her she cannot go outside, so she's not going outside. So at the 2-year, 9-month mark, we can file the N400. Yes. When Moggy, your beautiful wife from Thailand, has been married to you 3 years, and she is within 2 years and 9 months of her issue date on her 2-year green card, but it's going to be expired by the time she applies for citizenship. Don't panic. When you get to the close to where your 2-year green card is going to expire, you're going to get a letter from immigration once you file. When you lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card, you're going to get a letter back from immigration. Hopefully you didn't make any mistakes on the application. And it's going to say, thank you for applying to lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card. We are adjudicating your 10-year green card. This letter will be used as evidence that you are in the process of waiting for your 10-year green card. So you put that letter with your expired 2-year green card. So when you go to your day job, when you go for a drive in the car with your family, when you go on vacation, if you decide to fly somewhere in the United States, don't leave America. You bring the letter and your expired 2-year green card with you. Really, we don't want to see your backside on the TV, okay? So that's how that works, okay? So you have your 2-year green card, you look at the expiration date, 90 days before it expires, you lift the conditions, you apply to immigration for a 10-year green card. Then you get a letter saying, here's a letter saying your 2-year green card's been extended for 4 years. I think it's 4 years. Carry it with your 2-year green card and you're good to go. You are still within status in the United States. And then another year is going to pass and you're still waiting and waiting and waiting for your 10-year green card. Apply for U.S. citizenship. Even though you don't have your 10-year green card, 3 years has passed, apply for U.S. citizenship. You will then go to your U.S. citizenship interview after you file Form N-400, and the immigration officer is going into his or her trusty computer, and he or she is going to say, I see that you've applied, you correctly lifted the conditions off of your 2-year green card, you filed the paperwork correctly, you paid the visa fee to lift the conditions off your 2-year green card, and now you're applying for U.S. citizenship. We're going to adjudicate both of these cases at the same time. So the immigration officer is going to approve your 10-year green card and then override that with an approval for U.S. citizenship. Then you go to your swearing-in ceremony and you turn in your 2-year green card that's expired and that letter that gives you status, and then you get your naturalization certificate. Larry Piercy, I have the conditional, like you understand what to do at 2 year 9 months. If you do not have the 10-year green card, you just file for the N-400, and they will adjudicate the 10-year green card at the same time as the U.S. citizenship. Do you understand, Larry? When Karina files for her 10-year green card in March of 2026, 6 months from now, she's going to have to wait for 21 months before she gets her 10-year green card. But in those 21 months, she's going to qualify for U.S. citizenship, even though she doesn't have her 10-year green card yet. So she's going to apply for U.S. citizenship at the 3-year mark, and she still doesn't have her 10-year green card yet. She'll go to the U.S. citizenship interview, take her civics test, her history test, her constitution test, answer all the questions in English, and then the immigration officer is going to look at the computer and say, okay, Karina, we're going to approve your 10-year green card, and now we're going to also approve you for U.S. citizenship. And she can do it at the 2 year, 9 month mark. That's correct. 3 months. So that's going to be at the 33 months from the issue date of your 2 year green card. At 33 months, you can apply for U.S. citizenship. At 33 months. Or you can just wait until the 3 years are up. If you want, you don't have to do it early. Just wait till 3 years. But either way, your 10-year green card will be adjudicated at the same time as your U.S. citizenship application. And the U.S. citizenship application will override the 10-year green card. And you become Americanized. You become an American citizen. Then you're done with all this immigration stuff. Right? You got to tell me you understand this, because, I'm trying to get you guys through this without making any stupid mistakes. There was a guy who was on a 2-year green card, and he decided to skip the 10-year green card and apply for U.S. citizenship after 3 years. So his 2-year green card expired. He didn't lift the conditions off of it. He didn't file the I-751. He said, nah, I'm just going to go for U.S. citizenship. So he got his 2-year green card. It expired. He waited till the 3 years. Then he applied for U.S. citizenship. He went to his U.S. citizenship interview. They went in the computer and they said, sir, you didn't lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card. You're no longer in status. And you are not going to be able to qualify for U.S. citizenship. And they took him in a back room, put him in a detention facility, and processed his ass out of the United States. Pay attention to what I'm telling you guys. I don't want that to happen to you. Larry Piercy, do not have to wait 3 years, but Moggie's still trying to pass the driver's test. She'll pass the driver's test. Don't worry. Binay94, Binay, what's going on? Say, hey, Diego and Karina, I hope you're the best. This week I will go to my green card interview. Well, let's do it. We're going to put MAGA pixie dust, Binay. All this MAGA pixie dust on your green card interview. Hopefully we'll get approved the same day, no doubt. Thank you for your help. You're welcome, Binay. Most of the people that watch the videos that I make or listen to the live streams that I do don't have any problems with their green cards. They get them. There's only a few, very few, that don't listen to Diego and totally mess up their application because they get in a hurry. The biggest mistake people make on a K1 visa application and a green card application is they get in a hurry. And when you get in a hurry, that's when you make mistakes. Larry Piercy, so I may be 7 to 8 years. I could not pass Thailand driver's test in 10 years. When I was living in Bogota, Colombia, the Colombian government gave me a visa to live there for a year. They told me I couldn't drive on my Florida driver's license in Bogota, Colombia, or in Colombia. I said to the immigration folks, I said, listen, I got no interest in driving in Colombia. I'm not going to drive anywhere in your beautiful country. There's too many buses and taxis for me to get on. I don't need to drive. They said, well, you cannot drive in Colombia on your Florida's driver's license because you have a residency card. You have to get a Colombian driver's license. I said, I've got an Italian driver's license. I got a British driver's license. I got a Florida driver's license. I think I'll pass on the Colombian driver's license. I'm good. Francois, I hope you keep this channel as it is always full of valuable information. I'll keep the channel going as long as people are interested in what I'm doing. As long as people, pay attention and listen to what I tell you and follow my advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm advising you what to do. It's not legal advice by any means, but I've been doing this for 12 years. It just so happens that I wanted to do it live. I can reach a lot more people on a YouTube channel. So that's what I do. But, if people are bored with the channel and if they don't pay attention to what I tell you, and if they just don't watch the videos, then I can find something else to do with my hour that I spend 3 times a week here. I can go do some yard work. But so long as I'm helping people and as long as people are finding the information helpful, then I'll keep going. But I'm not going to sit here and talk to nobody. Francois Livingston, Diego, since encountering this channel, I have followed your guidance to the T. I know you did, Francois. And for that reason, you followed my guidance. You got hammered his green card after overcoming so many obstacles that you had to overcome. But I knew the process. I know the process to overcome obstacles. When people get obstacles put in front of them, I know how to fix it. So I'm a fixer guy. But if people would just watch the videos that I make so that they can learn on how to do this, then I don't have to fix anything because they won't make any mistakes. But you didn't have a clue. You didn't know about this channel, Francois, back in the day. You didn't have a clue. You were in the blind maze. But once you found the channel, I steered you out of the maze and got you approved for the green card. I just want to help people. Larry Piercy, now you move to Florida, Francois, and have a perfect life. Yeah. Move to Florida. It's great. New York State sucks. California sucks. Not the people, the government. The people are beautiful, but they keep electing these idiots into office, in the Congress. I mean, seriously, Florida, at least in Florida, our government has got common sense for the most part. Now, I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. I can't stand either party, because our founding fathers said that political parties create division in countries. The founding fathers, the people that created the United States, the folks that wrote the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, all these folks, they didn't believe in political parties. They said it creates division. So I'm a member of the Conservative Party of Florida. That's what I joined, the Conservative Party of Florida. It's not Republican, it's not Democrat, it's independent. Independent means that I get to vote for the best candidate, not the party. I don't have to go down the party line. Although I haven't seen any Democrats do anything useful for this country since John F. Kennedy. I think John F. Kennedy is probably the only Democrat so far that I can see that's done anything good for this country. God's Power Thomas. Hello, Mr. Diego. I'm still waiting for the USCIS request letter. No problem. You'll get it. Give them time. And then when you get that, you send me a text. Take a picture of the letter and text it to my cell phone so I can read it, so that way I can guide you on getting you your green card. Okay? I saved you thousands of dollars so far, God's Power Thomas. You didn't pay that immigration attorney all that money, right? He was trying to get you to refile the whole thing over, another $1,400, and then pay this and pay him, pay that, and pay. And you didn't do any of that because you listened to me. And God's Power Thomas, yeah, thanks a lot. No worries. We're going to get you your green card. Francois will work on it, Larry Piercy. Now, I don't know if Larry wants me to go over Margie's 10-year green card application when she gets time, when it's due, but I'll be more than happy to do that. Don't file your 10-year green card paperwork without carefully reviewing it. You only get one chance now. Immigration is not giving people second chances. They're not doing it. Immigration is interrogating people that leave the country on their green cards for vacations. When you go on, if you decide to go on vacation, let's suppose you want to go to the Philippines for a 3-week vacation. When you do that, take with you your driver's license. I'm talking about the beneficiary, the marriage certificate, your last tax return that you filed jointly with your American citizen sponsor, copies of your water bill, electric bill, proof that you are paying bills together with your American citizen sponsor. Okay? Because now lots of people are coming back to the United States from vacation with their green cards, and they're getting pulled into secondary screening. Why did you leave the United States? I went on vacation to the Philippines for 3 weeks to go see grandma and my friends. Okay. What are your ties to the United States? Well, I'm married to an American citizen. Okay, prove it. Okay, well, here's the marriage certificate. What other ties do you have to the United States? Well, I filed a joint tax return with my husband. Okay, prove it. Okay, here's a copy of the tax return. I'm responsible for the trash bill and the water bill, the phone bill. Prove it. Okay, here's my electric bill. Both of your names are on it. If you can do all that, and if you listen to me, and that's your first vacation out of the United States, then you'll be okay. But if you make 2 or 3 trips if you make 2 or 3 vacations overseas, you're going to have a heck of a job trying to get back into this country, because immigration is going to think you're using your green card as a tourist visa, not as a permanent residency card. My beautiful wife, Karina, from Venezuela, has got no interest in going to Colombia now. No reason to go there. Her family is moving back to Venezuela, you know. And baby Paola, my niece from Venezuela, she was born in Colombia, but she's now in Venezuela. She's on the beach and she's looking out and she's like, oh, look at all those ships. I said, yeah, those are Navy ships. They're out there protecting the water, keeping the sea lanes open. And if my baby, little baby niece, Paola, can see those Navy American ships, then you know that that communist dictator Maduro can see them too. And he's probably looking for a place to hide right now. Just my opinion. Larry Piercy, you know, Diego, I may not have a tax return to file for Margie. That's okay. You have a different situation with you. You don't file a tax return because you're tax-free. Your income is all tax-free. But you got to bring, you got to prove that it's tax-free income. The reason Margie got her green card without you filing tax returns because you listened to what I told you, right? You paid attention to what I told you. You included the paperwork that I told you to include in Margie's 2-year green card application. I think we went over it at Texas Roadhouse. I think that's what we did, right? And Margie got her 2-year green card. Even, yeah, after they lost your 864, which is the affidavit of support. But that's okay. She got it, right? I went over your 864 with a fine-tooth comb. There was no errors, 0. You did it perfect. But they lost it. That's why it's important to make copies of everything. Whatever you send to immigration, your K-1 visa application, make a complete copy of it. Your 2-year green card application, make a complete copy of it. The same for your 10-year green card. When you apply for U.S. citizenship, make a copy of it. Whatever you send to immigration, you got to make a copy of it. So you have it in a record. I got, you know, a little library back there. I got a library stuff of Karina's immigration stuff like this on the, and then I got it on backed up on discs. I don't know if it's here, right here. Let me see. You got to back everything up. I mean, I don't even know if I have it here, but right here. On these CDs, see if I can find it. It's in here somewhere, but it's all of Karina's immigration documents on 2 discs. Everything's backed up and papers. It's all on. It's in papers. It's in office. It's in binders. You got to keep everything. Larry Piercy, they said I had no income. They lost everything. Right. But I wasn't worried about it because you can prove your income. You can prove it, and you backed it up with all the evidence, you know. So everything's good. No worries. You got it. If you are, you know, a veteran and your Social Security checks and your military retirement checks or your income is tax-free, there's a record of that. And all you got to do is back up that information with your application. If you're applying for like a K-1 visa, let's suppose you're retired and you're applying for a K-1 visa for somebody, but your income's tax-free. There's documentation that shows that your income is tax-free, whether it's from the VA, the Social Security Administration. There's a letter that explains it. That's what immigration needs to see. And then that explains why you don't have a tax return. Okay, you guys can do this. It's easy. So what, you know, do you know how to file a K-1 visa application? That people watching this channel right now, are you watching this video in a few days from now, and you have no idea how to file a K-1 visa, but you want to know how to do it and not pay an immigration attorney $4,000 or $5,000? I can teach you how to do it. I've got videos out there that will teach you how to do it for free. Or you can sign up as a member. And if you sign up as a member, then you can call me and I can go over it with you on the phone. So there's several ways to do this. And, the membership fee is $9.99 a month. And the only reason I charge that is so I know who's got my phone number, because the phone number is tied to this channel. So I got to know who has the number and the email address. You can email me all your paperwork. I can go over it and review it, and I can fix any stupid mistakes before you send it. Don't forget, October 28th, you're not going to be able to write a check for your beneficiaries' green card or K1 visas. You're going to have to use a form 1650, which is right here. I got them right here. I keep going over this, guys, but this form right here, I don't know if you can see that. That's a mandatory form effective on October 28th of 2025 to pay for your green card and K1 visa applications. You're no longer going to be able to write a check. No check. No, it's gone away. No check. I'll write it right here. No more checks. Karina usually handles all this. No more checks. No more checks after October 28th, 2025 to pay for benefits. To pay for benefits at USCIS. No more checks after October 28th, 2025 to pay for benefits at USCIS, which includes K1, green cards, U.S. citizenship, etc. You got to use that form, G1650. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill out the G1650 and you're going to include it in your 2-year green card application, your K1 visa application, or your 10-year green card application. And when you fill that form out, you're going to put in there the amount that you're going to pay USCIS. So let's suppose you're lifting the conditions off of a 2-year green card. The cost as of September 27th, 2025 is $750, right? That's how much it's going to cost you. And you're going to use that form, G1650. And you're going to fill the form out and you're going to put $750 in the amount column. And then you're going to go to your bank with this form. You're going to go to your bank and sit down with your bank teller or administrator and say, this form right here is going to be used to deduct $750 from my checking account from immigration. Please, Mr. or Mrs. Bank Manager, make sure that this check, which is now a bank draft via this 1650 form, is cleared. You got to notify your bank, because what could happen is this: when you pay for your 10-year green card and you use form G1650, if your bank doesn't know what the heck you're doing and they haven't been given a heads up, the bank could block the transaction. And then you're going to be wondering, where's my 10-year green card paperwork? What happened? Well, the bank blocked the transaction. And if immigration don't get paid, guess what? You don't get your green card. You put on this form right here. Let me show you. Let me pull it up for you. So right here, you're going to put your bank. It's going to come out of your checking or savings account. How much money is it going to cost? What's the account number? Your checking account number. What's the routing number to your bank? And then down here, you're going to sign the form. The account holder. If you don't sign it, if you don't sign that form G1650, then immigration won't have permission to take the money from your bank. If you don't go to your bank and tell them tell your bank that immigration is going to be pulling money out of your checking account from this or savings account, then your bank's going to block the transaction. And then nobody's going to get anything. Immigration won't get paid, and you're not going to get your green card. So what's the secret? You fill out Form G1650 correctly. I've made a video on how to do this stuff, guys. I don't even why. I made all these videos, and if people aren't going to watch them, then I don't know why I bother making them. Honestly, Larry Pearson, the bank will screw this up. They will if you don't tell them. So you got to go to your bank in March. When I get ready to mail Karina's 10-year green card application, I'm going to go with Karina to the bank, sit down with this form, and I'm going to show it. I'm going to have it filled out, and I want to talk to the bank clerk and say, look, you see this form right here. Make a copy of it for your records, because immigration is going to be taking money from my checking account to pay for Karina's 10-year green card. Make sure you pay on that account. So there's no excuse. Okay? I remember I was in Bogota, Colombia with Karina. Her green card, her K1 visa got approved. Everything was good. Her Interpol certificate was finally in our hands. So we had her K1 visa and her passport, the Interpol police certificate. So I had a laptop computer. I pulled out my trusty credit card. I went into the Avianca website, the Avianca airline website, and I bought 2 one-way plane tickets to the United States using my credit card, because now we had her K1 visa in her hand. My bank, now remember, I had gone to my bank and told my bank in person that I was going to be in Colombia for the next year or for the next 3 months, because I was on a tourist visa. So I only had 3 months, and I was down to the last 3 days on my tourist visa. So I went onto my laptop computer and I purchased 2 one-way plane tickets with my credit card from Bogota to Miami. My bank blocked the freaking transaction. They blocked it. I had already told them that I was in Colombia. I already told them that I was fixing to buy plane tickets. So I had to call the bank, and I said, what are you doing? Why are you blocking my transaction? I'm trying to buy freaking plane tickets home. Now I can't. So, and they said, okay, we will lift the block. So the bank lifted the block off of my credit card. Then I went back online to the Avianca website, and I went in there, and Avianca said, no, sir, we can't use this credit card. We have put a block on it because it doesn't work. But it does work. It was my bank that screwed it up. So I said, okay. The next morning, Karina and I got up early. We got on the bus in Bogota. We went to El Dorado Airport in Bogota. We went to the International Airport in Bogota. I got in the Avianca line face to face, and I gave my credit card to the lady face to face. And I said, I want 2 one-way plane tickets to the United States, to Miami. Does this person have a visa? Lady, it's none of your freaking business if she has a visa. All you got to do is run my credit card, and we're buying plane tickets. You don't have no business knowing what her passport visa status is. It's none of your business. And she said, okay. She ran the credit card. It worked perfectly. I bought the 2 plane tickets, and then we flew to Miami, one way. But I had to go through all that hassle with my credit card and my bank. So in order to prevent that from happening to you, go in person to your bank with this form right before you mail off your K1 visa application, your 2-year green card application, your 10-year green card application, and say, this form right here is going to be used by immigration to take money from my savings account or checking account. They have my permission. don't block the transaction. Then you are there face to face and there's no freaking excuse. And Larry Percy, how many times did you tell your bank so they could get the flight tickets? Did it work? No, I had to call my bank. I was on hold with the fraud department with my bank for an hour, burning up my minutes. But luckily I had a Wi-Fi at the house, but I didn't tell them that. Trying to fix this. I mean, and then when my credit card was good, they approved the transaction. Avianca wouldn't accept the transaction, so I had to go in person to do this. Larry Percy, this is going to happen with the USCIS over and over. Yeah, it is. That's exactly right. That's why I'm telling you guys to do this in person. Don't get on the phone and call your bank. Hey, I've got this G1650 immigration form I'm going to use to pay for my green card. Make sure you allow the transaction. What's the person on the phone going to do? Okay, click. Did you get the name of the person you talked to on the phone? Probably not. So what are you going to do? You're going to get in your car. You're going to go to your bank with this form filled out. You're going to make a copy of it. You're going to give it to the bank teller and say, make sure this is on my bank record. Make sure you approve this transaction from immigration, because if you don't, there's going to be some serious consequences for the bank, because you're screwing with my family. You got it? All right, guys, I've been talking for an hour. If anybody watching wants to sign up as a member, please sign up as a member. And then that way you get my phone number and my email address. Remember, I've got 12 years of experience doing this. I can help you get your green card, your 2-year green card, your U.S. citizenship. I can help you through this process without you paying an immigration attorney, okay? Don't be spending that money. That's a lot of money for something that's easy to do, okay? As long as you qualify for the benefit. Now, if you have a criminal record, Mr. American Citizen Sponsor, Miss American Citizen Sponsor, if you have a criminal record, go to an immigration attorney and have him or her review your criminal record to see if you qualify for the benefit. If you qualify from what the immigration attorney tells you, then you do your own K-1 visa application by yourself. Don't hire him for the K-1 visa application. Just pay a consultation fee to see if you qualify from your court records. And that's the only time you need to use an immigration attorney. Make you an ice cream sundae. I don't eat ice cream anymore. I can't drink soda. I can't eat ice cream. I can't eat white bread. Can't eat brown bread. Can't eat white rice unless it's cooked a special way. It's insane. But that's what happens when you collect all the birthdays that I've collected. But with that said, I'll see you guys on, what day is today? Saturday? I'll see you guys Monday. Thanks for watching.